Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Neverlastracing Esports League Team Championship. We're here now for round number 8 at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgium Grand Prix. I am Ivor Mike, going to be taking you through the action, and joined alongside me is FVR Feynman. How are you doing, mate?
I am doing a lot better than I've been doing the past week. I have been a bit sick, but we're already here to hopefully see an amazing race around Spa-Francorchamps. I'm happy to be back in the booth. It's been like a month now. The Christmas break, the New Year's break, just pretty much the holiday break. How have your holidays been, Mike?
Well, when you get to my age, it's a bit
And
it's
I
a
do
bit of
not
a
hear
mad one.
Mike.
It is a bit of a mad one when you
That
get to
is
my age.
worrying.
Sorry, yeah, my PlayStation might be that's my bad. Sorry, yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. Christmas time and around here, so it is what it is. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Of course, the stream's a little bit different today because I am trying out some new things, including streaming with graphics. So hopefully you guys will be enjoying. But before we get into anything else, let's have a look at what is going on in the championship. So we see Neverlastracing out on top with 173 points ahead of SBS Esports on 167. It is a very close battle between these pair. Relentless in third on 151, QRT in fourth on 123, 111 points for GSP Esports, Delta T Racing in sixth place on 76 and 73 points for ERT Elite Racing Team. Virtual Esporter or VER in 8th on 46 and 39 points for CPI, and rounding up the back is IRT on 26 points. And obviously looking at the championship, mate, it is pretty close at the top.
Yeah, but I think that's the beauty of it. I mean, we're in round 8 out of the 10 rounds. After this, we only have Abu Dhabi and Japan left. And with it being so close up top, with NLR, SBS, and Relentless really being up there, but I can see QRT and GSP Esports, they can even make a late charge. You never know what it is. I think the championship fully turned around in Baku last race, but of course that is Baku for you. But we've seen that some incredibly quick drivers in this grid will tend to make some mistakes often, and then you get the more consistent drivers who eventually merge out towards the top. We only have 19 drivers in the lobby currently, with 3 spectators, so I think Jav might need to leave. But
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned the calendar, and here we go for the final 3 rounds of the season. There are the dates of it all. Obviously we got Belgium here tonight, 8th of January, and then next week we go to Abu Dhabi for oh my god, I forget. I always confuse it with Yas Marina. I always confuse it with Singapore, Marina Bay and Yas Marina. But yeah, we go Abu Dhabi next for round 9, and then the final round of the season is going to be at the Suzuka International Racing Circuit for Japan, and that is a hell of a season finale as everyone is beginning to ready up. So what I am going to do now is obviously bring us through and do a little bit of an edit by ear. So hopefully you guys enjoy this as we are looking at round number 8, and of course it is going to be at Belgium, and we are going to be looking at the track map. It is 19 corners around this 7-kilometer circuit, 4.3 miles with such infamous corners such as Eau Rouge Radion. At the top, going down the Camel Straight, so you got Lake Holmes, you got Pouon, you got so many different ones going, and for some reason my desktop audio is going nuts, but hopefully it is all good. So it looks like now appears that everyone is getting into the lobby, so we shall make the switch over to that, and here we go.
Yes, and you say that everyone will be making their way into the lobby. We are actually only with 19 drivers. That is because we are missing one virtual esports driver. I'm trying to see what team that actually is, but I am blanking out on it. What? Which team only has one driver?
I also understand why the desktop audio was picking up a different type of audio. It's because I had the stream open and I forgot to mute the stream. So apologies everyone who would have seen that. That is on me, that is my bad. And yeah, that is an unfortunate technical difficulty, but I'm trying something new, guys. I really am trying something new, so it will take some time to get used to. But we're here in qualifying, and obviously Q1, only the top 15 go through. The first man out on track is the ERT driver of Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran. He's an incredibly quick driver, by some known as a Monaco merchant. But this game maybe has not been his greatest game. I know he's struggling at the Monaco front at least. But this is a fully different track than Monaco. In Monaco, you've got a lot of slower corners, a lot in the lower gears, and here you have the opposite. You've got quick corners. Whilst Rocco retires, don't be surprised he does have a qualifying ban, but he decides not to do an outlap to get his setup confirmed. I guess that glitch has been fixed. So Rocco will be the first out in Q1, which you already knew because he had that qualifying ban. Which is interesting now for the people that did not watch the previous race. After the most recent Formula 1 update, if you retire out on track, you will actually also not make it to the next qualifying session. So there's a solid chance that we might even get like 13 drivers into the Q2 session. It's weird, but apparently it's more realistic, which is fair. So yeah, you might be even seeing some surprises and seeing some less numbers in the up next qualifying sessions.
Yeah, absolutely. See, we are riding on board with Kieran. He's going to be the first one to set a lap, so in fact we'll go into the broadcast camera for this, as he is going to get us underway. And I did just get brought to my attention that apparently my audio was a bit funny, so hopefully the little changes I've made has made it work a bit better. But here we go, Kieran starting the lap on the run down in towards turn number 1, looking for a good exit and not to run too far wide. Very easy to just go a little bit too far wide and pick up an invalidation as we run down towards Eau Rouge and climbing up the hill through Radion. Keeps it all valid, and that's going to be another area where we can see a few invalidations being picked up as we went down the Kemmel Straight now. First sector split a 29.9.
Yeah, and a 29.9 is already quicker than what they normally do in Formula 1. Here on the photo that I have, which could be a bit outdated, it is a 30.0, but it means that the F1 cars here are fairly realistic to what they actually are in real life. Just went through known in there. Very quick, you don't want to lose your round, which is very common here to do. Now then, through Puhan, try to keep as much momentum here as possible, but he is the first out and there's barely any track grip on the track currently. You want to cut as much as the inside possible, hopefully that your back side of the car won't step away. You brake at the beginning of the curve, but you already entered the last sector, which is very quick with no real braking zones apart from the bus stop chicane. He goes purple again, and now you have to wait. This is also where Max Verstappen had that beautiful overtake in 2016 around the outside here. He kept it stuck, and then he hit the inside for the upcoming bus stop chicane. Also, Ferrari has spun or is going very slow in Puhan. But let's go on board with Kieran still coming out across the line, being able to put down the power very nicely, not wanting to hit the outside wall there, and it's a 43.234 as the first lap time that has been set.
Very good lap time here from Kieran. I still have mic issues, apparently I need to turn my mic up, and or turn the game volume down. The only way for me to turn the game volume down is to go into pause. So
it happens. I'll update you guys on what happens. You can pause and fix the game audio. The person that spun, I think it was the Ferrari of El Trocker, but he does not have damage because he will be starting his hot lap now. We actually have one person on the intermediates as well, which is VRT Echo Beckel. For some of the real OGs here that think Vortex Racing Team is back. No, it's not Vortex Racing Team, it's Victus Racing Team. So not the OG VRT that we all want and that we all love. Meanwhile, we got some more times. TRT No Jug going into P2 in the Ferrari with a 44.1, so he's already 8 tenths off the back of Karen. We got CPI Bunty and El Trocker with not really a respectable time, being very far off and not even being inside the 107% rule, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully the audio is a bit better now, so I have gone back to the gameplay footage just to make sure no one joined parties or anything, because we don't want that. We don't want random people joining the party. No sir, thank you very much. And I'm on board with Router right now, and he is coming up to the bus stop chicane. And obviously Rocco not putting a lap time out. Is there any updates? Because I think I did see something about someone having a quality ban.
Yeah. Rocco has the quality ban, which I mentioned, but Wouter does do the opposite, or like the exact writing that Randers need if they want to keep onto that lead. He goes to Paul, beating ERT Karen currently. We got CPI Bunty now, who's up next for his lap. It seems like he did 2 out laps, because that first lap time was definitely not representative, and here he goes for the 44.912, which is also not the greatest lap time. Puts him pretty much last from all the respectable lap times, because P5 has been done on a set of inters, which is only 4 or 5 seconds slower, which honestly surprises me.
Yeah, absolutely. Apparently the audio is better now, thank God. So we have averted disaster on that one. Apparently on my screen, Ickle is on intermediates.
Yes. He did 1 lap on the inters, but he would likely to do a lap here on the inters to save tyre wear. Spa is a very, very long circuit, so the tyre wear is relatively low, but you do have those long sweeping corners which do last a lot from the tyres. Because it's such a long lap, you actually wear like 10% of tyres on the softs, like per lap. So it's an incredible amount of tyre wear that you have here, but I do believe that you can go on the mediums fairly early here, the mediums of course being the ideal racing tyre. But you want to save your softs as much as possible, because after you've done 1 lap and you need to go again, you will be doing a hot lap on 20% all tyres, which is far from ideal. Whilst Jav has left the lobby, apparently that is not ideal. And let's hope it doesn't keep migrating host, because then we might need a new lobby.
Yeah, hopefully none of that happens. And according to everyone in the chat,
internet kicks in again.
According to everyone in the chat, the mic is working a lot better now. So I do apologise for that, guys. Like I said, I am trying some new streaming and everything, so I'm still fiddling with a couple of things, trying to work things out, trying to get the right settings, but it's teething issues, but hopefully it does make for a better quality stream in the long run, once I get everything done. On board with Ollie as he comes through the bus stop chicane. And what's this going to be for the GSP man? Up in the third, a 43.2.
Yeah, we're starting to get some more lap times here now. Already 3 lap times in the 43.2s, whilst Leon nearly loses his car into the wall. I was luckily on board with him. He has a very slidey rear end of the car. I think we saw Leon race here the past 2 races as well, where he had some good results. I believe that in Baku he was really fighting for pole positions. I do that NRL Gabriel is very quick as well. But yeah, I think we just need to see after this first qualifying session. But I'm surprised that the top 3 is very close to each other on a circuit that takes 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Well, I know from personal experience that Kieran can get himself into the 42. So, I mean, while we're here in Q1, obviously everyone's not going to be going absolute flat out yet and throwing all caution to the wind. But what do you think as Jericho there goes on pole position with a 43 flat? A fantastic time from Jericho. Wouter has gone into the pits and retired, so he's only done the one lap, one and done for the relentless driver. And I was going to say, what do you reckon the Q1 best time will be?
It depends on how much effort the guys really want to put into a Q1 lap. You ideally just want to use one set of tyres and then quickly go back in. I think we will dip into the 42s. Maybe a 42.8 is a realistic lap time. But with the low grip here, I think we'll just not see all too much right now. Jericho, who's currently on pole position, doesn't have his teammate with him today, so he needs a mega result for VER to keep up these good points. Gabriel has gone up to P6, whilst Krishy has gone up to P5. So we see slowly drivers getting in their pace, whilst Axelinho is also showing his pace, 42.993, slowly getting into the 42s, like I already predicted. So we are currently just waiting on Pepijn, Ryan, ERT, Andretti, BN Artem and IRT Leon to still set their lap times, because they've either all invalidated or decided not to set a lap time yet. I would say that VRT Ikkel, Bickel and L Trocker also need to set a competitive lap time, because either they've done a lap time on the intermediate or they've just set a really slow banker time.
Yeah, and of course, for these drivers, it's all about getting that lap time on the board for them. And when you're looking at some of the guys towards the back, obviously we've got Ryan now coming towards the end of his lap. He needs a lap time on the board, but I believe he's on an out lap if the timings are saying that. And yeah, he is on 100% ERS, so he's definitely on an out lap. Andretti has just started the lap, he needs a lap on the board. Artem is currently on a lap as well. So for these guys, these three guys, they really need to get lap times on the board. Same with Pippin in the CPI team.
Yeah, and Pepijn has put in the general chat in the Discord, asking if he can join with his other account, because he doesn't have a setup loaded. I don't know if that's fully fair, because you get a fresh compound of tires, but we'll let that be up to them. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. He forgot his setup, I guess, and now wants a new one. L Trocker has set a lap time, making himself safe, and let's go on board with VRT Ikkel Bickel as well, because he will also be needing to set a competitive lap time here.
Well, I'm currently on board with.
Yeah, hopefully the lobby isn't glitched, by the way, because we had the migrating host issue, but it's now disappeared and the host is still in. So yeah, we hope it's all good. But yeah, we'll just see what happens because someone else has made a big jump. I think that was ERT Andretti. It was ERT Andretti. He had yet to set a lap time and he takes himself into the safe zone now as well. I think we really have to keep our eye out on these guys who have not set a lap time yet. Ryan is one of them, but in a really poor last corner it looked like, and it's still P11. It is a solid result for him, and now he can go on board with IRT Leon, who sets, I think he's used 3 different compounds here. Let me check quickly in the race director. No, he's used 2 compounds, but still he has only been invalidating those lap times. So let's just see what it eventually adds up to.
Yep, absolutely. As we got Leon now coming through to the bus stop, and what is going to happen for Leon as he crosses the line? It's going to be a 43.7. That's a big lap for the IRT driver.
Yeah, that's a nice lap time for them. I remember that they had like no points up until Baku, where they had a decent result. But that was a huge moment for him on the exit of the final corner, so he can definitely improve on it still. I think Pickle has not gone again, so he needs to quickly go into the pit lane. I don't know the time because there is a yellow flag situation, but he needs to immediately go out of the pit lane again to hopefully set a lap time that is good enough for him to make it out.
Not only that, you've got both of the CPI drivers going to be looking to try and get out there as well, and QRT Joes and DRT No Jug, DTR No Jug, sorry, as they're both not safe either, and neither is Dari.
Yeah, Ultra Trucker now retires from the session. I don't think I have notifications anymore. They are popping.
From the looks of it, guys, it looks like Feynman may be lagging around a bit. Obviously, we're seeing the stream lag about a little bit as well, but being assured that the lobby should sort itself out, hopefully.
Was I lagging?
Yeah, you went all robotic for me, I can hear you.
But it sometimes does that. Should be fine. If it's better now, yeah. Is it good now, yeah, Mike?
Yeah, it's good now.
It's weird. Okay. Well, I guess we just have to wait now. All the top runners have started to disqualify their lap time. Yatin Leon just got the whole final sector to get into the pit lane. I barely caught any of it, but Karen for me has been on a lap time that has taken 9 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't think that can be correct. But Karen is going for another lap time. That confuses me because he's currently already in P4. He has enough people behind him who have DNF'd. He doesn't need to set another lap time. But he's going to be burning another set of tyres on it. It could be the same tyres, but you would ideally like, it's the same compound. But you would ideally like to keep it for Q2 and then go again. But Kieran thinks, nah, I want to go again and I want to show you guys how it's done. And I think he might be able to set a solid lap time into the 42s.
Well, we shall see. As you mentioned, Kieran going around again, but I'm on board with No Jug, who is coming up to Blanchimont now, and he needs a good lap time because he isn't safe right now. He needs a couple of attempts to get himself firmly inside the top 10. Let's see if he can do it in the Ferrari, the DTR driver.
But someone who is out is Viotti Ikobiko because he's not made the line in time. So the SPS driver, who SPS has rebranded to Viotti, has not made the line in time. And his car will now slowly pull into the pit lane. So he is for sure out. And I think DTR No Jug it will not make it as well because the 44.0 is not a really convincing time. But QT Joe's is not improving. And Pepijn has invalidated as well. So yeah, I think this will be a close one.
Only Joe's and Bundy can knock Jug out here in Q1 as Joe's through the final. Oh, and he's lost the back end.
Yeah, and then you're definitely not going to be improving on your lap time. He does a full 360 again. In fact, Gabriel was gone to P3. Yes, it is. He has set a decent lap time here. Kieran has invalidated. So he's just been burning off those tyres. And now we go on board with CPI Bunty to see if he can be making it out of the Q1 qualifying session. He has been definitely making some improvements out here. He's 1.1 seconds quicker. That should easily make it. He doesn't need to be making any mistakes. Just don't spin in the final real corner that you have up here, which is the bus stop chicane, which is an incredible corner, even IRL. Just the amount of speed that you take there, you fully go on the braking zone, all the G-forces going through your body. But no, you have to have a good exit here. He does it in third gear, which is brave, but he gets his car up into P9 and he makes himself safe for Q2.
That he does. So we'll run you through the Q1 order. Obviously, Alexinho and Jericho topping the times there. Gabriel in third, Router in fourth, Q1 in fifth. But the big names going out in Q1 is QRT Joe's. Couldn't improve enough at the end. In fact, he was marginally on the bubble, but that spin out of the bus stop, that's what cost him. VRT Ickle Bickle also out. Pigeon is also out, and Rocco serving his qualifying ban also out here in Q1. So no Jug does manage to make it through, but he's going to need some big improvements if he wants to get through into the final qualifying session.
Yeah, and it seems like we will be having two drivers missing because CPI Pepijn doesn't have a setup and he's now complaining that he will not do the race because he's not allowed to go on his different accounts with a setup. So yeah, but let's just ignore that and let's focus on Q2 because it's still dry. I haven't heard anything or anyone say anything about rain. But Belgium, um, the Spa-Francorchamps circuit is located in the Ardennes, which is a huge forest in Belgium, with mountains and everything. That's because that's why there is some great height elevation up over Bruges and in this circuit in general. I believe it's the circuit with the highest height elevation changes here as well. But I've actually stayed in myself on a school trip, and I can tell you we had to build our own tents, and so one tent just got destroyed by the rain. It can rain really harshly here, but it can also be very sunny and very lovely here. And I think we have got the sunny and nice experience here at Spa this race.
Yeah, definitely in qualifying, it looks like the sun is shining through fantastically, and we'll see if there's going to be any rain in the race, because that's still a possibility. Weather conditions can change very quickly at Spa. So on board with Q1, who should be the first driver to get himself going again, he did go for one more lap at the end of that session, and question is, as he made sure that he's got enough tyres left to get him through to Q3 and to even have a good run in Q3 to get himself onto pole position.
Yeah. So we're now currently seeing everyone on an outlap again, and it's, to me, I might be someone who's out of the ordinary, but I would wait a bit longer, like Artem, like Axelinho. You would have a free track, because currently everyone is bunched up there on the Camel Straight on top, and Karen will hopefully, not for him, run into any traffic here, or something completely off-rated to the viewers here. Like, you do have a 40-second stream delay. I don't know if you can fix that, but that's what Jeff been telling me.
Yeah, so the stream kind of crashed a little bit and it was reconnecting, so it just is carried on, but it's a bit delayed
now. Okay. Well, Karen there, going for purple sector 1. I did not have the times of actually, so I did not see what sector time it was. That is my bad, because unfortunately, all those settings go away. What you have to do, ooh, Kieran there, nearly losing the car actually, but all your visuals go away after the new qualifying session. But Kieran is not liking the little grip on the track, currently sliding that through No Name. He does keep his car quite settled through Poo on there, easily able to look at the apexes, hit the curbs, you know, going through the next two corners. Fine, yes, and now coming up to Stavelo, but he's actually already invalidated his lap time, which is a shame for Kieran, once he nearly bumps it into the wall again. So let's go on board with one of the IRT drivers now, which is Dari, who is also invalidated. Jericho then. Jericho hasn't invalidated. Let's then go on board with the Red Bull driver, who's alone for today, but just like Max Verstappen, he doesn't need a teammate, and he can do it all on his own. So let's see what lap time he can put down. Now I hope we get into the 42s quickly, but maybe the drivers here will be running and doing their first lap on their old compound of tires from Q1, like you see most of the guys in F1 Esports too. But Jericho is now coming to the line, yeah, and it's a 43.7. That's definitely not the lap time that you want, and it indicates an old set of tires here, and you would already be having around 20% tire wear here if you were Jericho. So let's go on board with the Alpine there from Ryan, who has not set a competitive lap as well. The QRT driver needs to perform for his team because Jus was already out into Q number uno. Meanwhile, we do have Locker also not setting a really competitive time, just like last time for him.
Yeah, I was just giving a quick update on what's going on with the stream and that, 'cause it is delayed because the stream did disconnect on my end, so it was waiting to reconnect, and that's how far behind we are now, and it's about a minute. So to anyone Jeffrey, I do have to apologise for that. Nothing that we can do about it. It's just a bit of a delay due to the stream disconnecting for some reason.
Yeah. And I'm just looking on board now with some of the other drivers. Wouter there, he is seemingly on a new set of tires. If he's on an old set of tires, really bravo to him, but he goes a bit quicker than what he did in the Q1 session. And GSP Ole 8 is also probably on a new goods tire, and he is on a 0.1 there. Whilst Pepijn is really complaining, which I'll just stop arguing with him now. But yeah, let's hope we don't have any DNFs here, because in Baku it was a street circuit, so you would have all these drivers here in the wall, etc. But I think it will be going a lot better here with the DNFs, but you always have a Rouge Radion, where in the race it tends to end up with a few DNFs. But let's hope it all goes alright.
Yep, absolutely. As waiting for Andretti, who is on a lap right now. We got 5 drivers yet to set a lap time. 2 of them are on out laps in Artem and Alex, so we'll see what they can do. And see, Alex, big performance in the first qualifying session. Is he going to be able to get himself up there once again in the second qualifying session? A 15.1 for Andretti in the middle sector as we run down now through Blanchimont.
Yeah, just looking there now towards the line. Bunty also heading into the pit, then again the Alpha. Came to the line there was Axelinho, who's starting his lap time right now. The ball sitter off Q number 1. Doesn't say a lot, but it is a nice feeling to have, and a nice motivational boost coming forward there. The IT driver lets him go through before Eau Rouge, and then here we go into Radio, keeping that momentum here, and hopefully not having a big crash as Norris, and unfortunately Antoine Hubert as well. But I think, yeah, it's a virtual game. Nothing really happens there. Of course, I like it when you see people on Twitter or TikTok like be really over dramatic after an online crash. But here we focus on the more serious part of the game, which now it's just the lap of Axelinho, who's keeping it really clean there, taking purposely missing the apex there, I think, after the long corner there to get a shorter run towards No Name, going through Prawn there, taking as much momentum in there as possible, and then now going through the right and the left, they're identical corners, but they're really tricky to spin at and to invalidate that on the exit. But Axelinho does it pretty much perfectly now, coming through Stavelot, and he fell on a 14.7. This could be a really competitive lap time, and I think it would be helping the NLR boys a lot. Wouter has already DNF'd. He thinks the 42.9 is good enough to get myself into that Q3 qualifying session. Hopefully that doesn't come back to buy himself, but I think on the 42.9 you are pretty golden. Axelinho now will be running towards the line, and he goes up to second, just behind Wouter's time, but I think this definitely confirms Wouter to be deal out as well. He waited a bit longer, like I said, in the beginning, and he got a free track, and he really profited from it. So he's now just going to head slowly back into the pit lane and just enjoy his P2 spot.
Yep, obviously in the 42s, he's chilling right now, has a good gap to the guy in 10th place, which is CPI Bundy on a 44.1. So a nice 1.2 second cushion, keeping him ahead of the game right now. But I'm on board with Darry, who's needs to get a lap time on the board as he is coming down now through Brussels. As he is going to try and keep the car nice and tight through there. Now into No Name for the IRT man. Tries to not run too far wide to pick up an invalidation and keeps it all lovely as we go through Puan. Keeps it all valid once again. And now into Campos and as we approach Stavilo.
Yeah, and there we go. 15.1. That is 4/10 off what actually Leo drove. So I think we'll be hopefully getting his car up into a P4, P5 area. I think that's a good lap time for the IRT driver. Solid bank, and I think that would be nearly good enough to get in, but we can make speculations, but we first need to see what lap time he actually puts down. And you will see that right now when he comes across the line with a 43.3. It's just about P5, just behind Artem. But that is a very solid lap for the IRT driver. Two other guys that he can still set a lap time. One of them is IRT Kieran.
Yep, Kieran and Leo need to get laps on the board. I'm on board with Jericho right now, who is coming towards the end of his lap, approaching Blanchimont, and on the run down to the bus stop, Chicane. See how Jericho gets on. He's looking for improvements. Can he find it? As it's all about the traction now. Out at the bus stop and to the line, Jericho goes. And it's a 42.6. Wow. What a lap time from VER Jericho.
Yeah, and I mean to see Kieran just slotting into P2 there.
Kieran up in the P2 with a 42.8. My God. Is getting some rapid times right now, and Wouter may have seen these lap times and hoping that no one else can replicate them.
Yeah, because there's definitely coming a lot more rubber on the track. More grip means quicker lap times here. You need the grip in the fast corners, so the lap times will definitely improve. I think we'll be getting a low 42 for the eventual pole time, maybe a 41. But I know guys in FDR would. With more grip than a short quali session.
Once again, you went a little bit robotic again for me, mate, but it is what it is. But Leo now just starting a lap. Looked like he touched the wall slightly on the exit of turn 1, but it doesn't look like he has any damage. We have been told that in the middle of the break between Q2 and Q3, we will be restarting the stream because of the reconnecting issue that happened, which has caused it to be like a minute delayed. So for you guys, you have 3 minutes left in qualifying. For us, it's less than 2.
Yeah, it's annoying, but nothing else that can be done. Of course, experimenting with the PC, you sometimes get some issues which are unavoidable. But let's hop on board now with IRT Leon, because that's going to be the main role for IRT. Leon, again, struggling to really set that lap time in, and IRT Dari has retired already in P7, so he will be sweating, hoping that no one will really improve. We saw that NLR Gabriel had a good lap time previously, and IRT Leon will definitely improve as well, because he is on a lap time that will put himself near in between P2 and P5, I think, in that range. So yeah, but I think IRT Dari really has to worry and watch out.
And as we got got
But
Leo
yeah.
now to the line, and what's this going to be for the IRT man? It's a .1. Leo getting himself up into P5, and that bumps Dari down an extra spot, and we got a lot of drivers out on track still looking to improve on times.
Yup, I was going to say the first one is Artem, but he is now starting his new lap. Krishi has also invalidated, so he will be doing another lap after that as well. And McLaren seems to be going slowly, which is Bunty. They're all just preparing for new laps, Mike.
Yeah, I think Gabriel is the first one on that actual flyer, and he's 7 times up. So Gabriel
That will be a lap time near Kieran, I think. That's going to definitely be up there.
Yeah, but Gabriel now through Blanchimon and gets through that absolutely lovely, and for the bus stop chicane he'll go, and what is this going to be for the NLR driver? And he's up into P5, so he is knocking Dari down, and if Andretti and a couple of the others can find improvements, Dari could be knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Andretti did get blocked on his previous lap time, so he will most likely be reported for that. But Andretti now will be looking to beat Dari on that spot, where you also have Krishi who has some good pace, and maybe even all the others after that. We don't really know. We do know that TTR No Jug will not make it because he's in P15 with a 44.5. Andretti now coming towards the line, out of the bus stop chicane, when getting your throttle as soon as possible, but not too quickly, because then you will spin out.
Doesn't improve. But Krishi is 3 times up, so Krishi is improving. What else have we got on a lap in behind? Have we got anyone? Well, we got Adam who's coming to the line now as well, so is he going to find any improvements? He goes up into 7th, but Krishi, the man that we're on board with, is he going to get ahead of Dari and knock Andretti out? He is. So Dari now on the bubble, and Ryan is half a second up.
Bunty has given up on his lap time. He is 18 seconds slower, so he will not be beating him. So Krishi does seem to be safe, unless LT Trocker, no, he's not on a lap time as well. So it's either Ryan that makes it through, or it is Dari. Can the QT driver set the Kudanov last sector to make it out into Q2? He will not. IT Dari just about safe, and that is the end of the Q2 qualifying session. Will we do it now, the restart? I think so. We will be quickly restarting the stream, and then we will be back.
Yeah, so just to recap, the drivers who are out in Q2, it is ERT Andretti, Ryan, LT Rocker, CPI Bunty, and DTR No Jug, and we shall be